What is happening, guys? Back at the field. Sun's out, Cutlass is out, and the Schmiggen's out. It was getting a little dark last night, so so I decided to come back and get another flight in here for you guys. This thing is absolutely fantastic. It is a breeze to make, to print. That's the whole thing. It's like it's the perfect combination of everything. It's got really low wing loading, huge wings, a huge amount of lift, and the power system is a 50 millimeter, so you're not spending a ton of money on it, and it's just a docile. It can be a trainer, it could be a scale flyer, it can be a fun rip it, whatever you want it to be. But it's fantastic. You're going to be amazed when you build this and you print it and you're holding it ready to fly. You're going to be amazed that this thing is like, it feels huge. It feels like in between a 50 and a 64 millimeter, but it flies absolutely fantastic. So let me get the here for you so you guys can see this perfectly. We got beautiful weather today. Beautiful day. And make sure that doesn't fly off by itself in the wind. Very low wind, under 10 mile an hour, and it is just perfect visibility. I got the sun kind of at my back, which is great. No, it's switched. That's a little weird. I'm not throwing it into the parking lot, so I'm going to throw this guy downwind. I'm just going to wait for this little gust to stop. Check to see who's calling me. All right, let's throw this guy up. Look at that, off. Haven't touched it, not touched it. And that was actually the tailwind that was making it bank a little bit. Look at this guy. Wow. I don't know, man. This may be even more of a trainer. I don't know. Oh, look, the F4 and this are equally trainers. Equally trainers. Oh, God, this thing is so perfect. I mean, let the flight just speak for itself, okay? Hopefully you guys can see this good with the visibility. Like, it climbs out great. And this is a cheapo hobby fun, power fun. They change the name of it every 6 months. It's a Power Fun 50. A Power Fun 50 with an SMC 2400 pack. Well, it's a 2400 high life cycle, so it's 2400 in capacity, but it's the weight of a 2000. And this is almost full rates, so it's 125%. I know you guys say this doesn't mean anything to you, but look, if you run 2 of the same exact servos, you print my servo, my control horns, and you put them in the way that I put them in, and you use the same holes as me, everything is going to be the same. And I mean, obviously, if you're running a non-spectrum transmitter, the percentages might be different, but look, they're all very close. So I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I typically run the second hole up from the bottom on my control horn and the top hole on my servo arm. So that's basically going to get you to where I'm at right here. It's going to be very close. And the reason why I know is because I've built multiples of the same planes, and they're always the same. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I went maximum throw and control on the actually the wind just picked up on the elevator pitch. So pitch an elevator, max it out. You're not going to have any problem with it. It will stall itself if you yank on it too hard, but it should not be an issue. And then the roll, I think I brought it down to 80% full travel rate. And what do you call it? And just 10% expo. Okay, do my outside roll. Yep. Like this is like, I've only flown this thing a couple times, and I'm so comfortable with it. It's absolutely amazing. Wow. Not trying to pat myself on the back, but my planes have come a long way, and the ability to only print one plane. So I designed this thing, I printed one. This is the only one I have printed, and it's dead on. I mean, this thing flies as good or better than some of the best bought planes from Hobby King, Motion RC. I mean, the power to weight. And the thing is like, people worry about 3D printed planes being too heavy. Look at how this thing floats. I mean, it's, you go buy a foam 50 millimeter from any of these big, humongous internet companies, and they're not going to come in as easy. They're not going to launch as easy, hand throw. They're not going to fly this nice. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. You could go get an E-flite with AS3X that's going to fly a little more stable, but I don't know. There's something nicer about having a designed to fly stable plane, and not have to worry. And you have a better connection with the plane. Let's slow it down a little bit. You have a better connection with it when you're flying it like this. Every plane has its own character. This one is just like flying wing-ish, very stable. It doesn't have all the self-leveling feel. It tracks dead straight, but it doesn't have the self-leveling that the Delta has. I mean, it's still a Delta. This is a Delta wing, but it's more like a flying wing, I guess you could say, the way I designed it with the fuselage. All right, I think it's time to bring it in. So I'm going to bring it in right at me. I know this is not what you're supposed to do, but beautiful. Alrighty, I'm going to do one more battery because I do have a little bit of limited time here. It's I got a tailwind. Let's go, and let's see what it does in a tailwind. Yeah, yep, that's danger. Don't throw it. Don't hand launch this thing in a tailwind. That was a little hairy. I got a bird up here that wants to fight me. I don't think it's mating season, is it? He's probably thinking, what the heck is that thing? That is one loud orange bird. I don't know, this thing just woke up. Is this battery, like, it's literally, I have 3 of the same SMC batteries, and I don't know why this thing has like 10-20% more power than the other ones. Just has like an extra gear to it. Super comfortable with this thing. It doesn't do, I would say it doesn't do the low speed. It can fly very slow, like very comfortably. It doesn't do the low speed as well as the F4D. This might be a little faster, I think, which doesn't make a lot of sense because it has more drag. I don't know. Every intake is different, every exhaust is different. I actually have an ellipse shaped exhaust on here to actually fit it out of the back. So let's fly. This is exactly 50% throttle. So here's how you know if a plane is well designed. If you can do 2 circuits at 50% throttle and still gain altitude like I am, you have a good power to weight ratio that could stand up with any other plane, basically. So I am gaining altitude. So this is the Kyle test, okay? Look at it gain altitude. Look at it. I'm at 50% throttle. 50% throttle. And I can gain altitude all day long. And there's about an 8 to 10 mile an hour wind. So that's awesome. Very cool. Minimum radius. Yep. Get dangerous. I love getting dangerous. Once I get a couple flights in and I know the plane is done, I know that I don't need to test anything else. It's well past my liking. I go ahead and I do dumb stuff because that's another great thing. That's making RC airplanes great again. Is look, if this was a foam model that I had shipped from China and it was $185 and one wrong move, you know, spinning towards the ground a little bit, which is the fun part of this whole thing, flying low, you know, wadding this thing up, would I go and buy another $200 plane and spend $35, $40 to ship it from China and wait 2 weeks? No, that's the whole beauty of the 3D printed planes, is you can just hit print, and in 24 to 48 hours, well, if you have one printer, it's going to be about 2 days. 2 days of printing, and you got yourself a 50 millimeter that'll fly like this. You can wad it up, you can fly it dangerous. It's just filament. I mean, you're going to spend maybe $10 on filament with this thing. Perfect. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, really nothing else to say. I don't want to make the video too long by adding another or flying another battery here. So all I have to say is that this is absolutely, if you guys are on the fence, if you want to get into 3D printing, the F4, the F4D, any of my planes. I mean, if you're a little more advanced, the Schmigen, it's really, it's just so much fun to have, like, having a 3D printer is like your own little factory, and you could just bust these things out and just print and make one plane, make the next plane. If you like this one, like I go back to older planes that I made that I designed that I just want to get flying again, and it brings back the whole spark again with the plane. So hope you guys like this thing. Files are going to be up later today if I have time, and I really hope you try it out. It's a lot of fun. It's really stable. And like I said, if you're just getting into this and you wanna try out a 3D printed plane, an EDF, maybe it's your first EDF, this or the F4D Skyray are the two that I recommend to anybody to build, because my builds have come a long way in terms of assembly, and then fit and finish, and you have more thrust because the ducting system is perfect. So anyway, hope you liked the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do that. It helps me out, and yeah, I'll make some more content.